Good morning, everyone. So, today we will be learning about data visualization, which is one of the most important topic of machine learning. So, these are the outlines of the topic data visualization. First, we will be learning about what is data visualization, that is its introduction. Then we will come towards the data visualization goals. Then we will study about the uses of various data visualization. Then we'll learn about various types of data visualization, and at last we'll be learning about 5 most common representations of data visualization. So let us start with its introduction. So what is data visualization? Data visualization is actually used everywhere. As the name says, data visualization means it is something where we can see the data, means we can visualize data in various forms. Okay, so everywhere this data visualization is being used. So let's say, coming towards the business, this data visualization is used for reporting, for forecasting purpose, for marketing purpose, etc. You all must have seen various pie charts, bar graphs, line, scatter plots, etc. All these are ways to visualize our data, and I think the number will always confuse you rather than uh, if we are presenting it in a visualizing manner. Means if a number is given to you, or if a pie chart is being made for any data, then definitely you can understand and better you can integrate that with pie chart rather than the numbers which are written, right? So coming towards non-profits, they use data visualization to put stories and faces to the numbers, okay? And scholars and scientists use data visualization to illustrate concepts and reinforce their arguments. Means whatever concept they find behind data, they behind their research, behind their observations, they illustrate that number with their graphs, various graphs. A research paper is incomplete, implementation research paper is incomplete without data visualization, graphs, charts, etc. So any data which a scientist is analyzing, the scientists have to make, or a scientist have to use various pie charts, graphs, etc. to give better understanding of that analysis, or the of that results that he has found. Coming towards reporters, reporters use this data visualization to show trends and contextualize stories. You all must have seen that news channels show various graphs of trends, that this is trending with this graph, the pie charts, etc. So that is their way. While data visualization can make your work more professional, they can also be a lot of fun. Obviously, when you see various structures of pie charts, graphs, lines, scatter plots, etc., over the numbers written, definitely it gives us more soothing feeling, or it gives us more better understanding over the written numbers. Coming towards the goals of data visualization, data visualization is the visual presentation of data or information, as I told you. The goal of data visualization is to communicate data or information clearly and effectively to readers. As I told you, if a number is given to you and a pie chart is being given to you for any data, definitely you can summarize the result with pie chart more easily and with more efficient timing over the numbers which are being written over there. Okay, so we can say it is the better communicating better way of communicating with data. Typically, data is visualized in the form of a chart, infographic, diagram, or map. The field of data visualization combines both art and data science. While a data visualization can be creative and pleasing to look at, it should also be functional in its visual communication of the data. This data visualization is what? It is the combination of data science and art. Why art they have used the word art? Because when you see various charts, infographics, diagrams and all, definitely you should have art to represent that data correctly, means to measure scales and all correctly. So while making those diagrams, maps, charts, that is also an art. And along with art you should know what the data you have to represent. So it is the combination of art and the data science, right? Then coming towards its uses, data, especially a lot of data, can be difficult to wrap your head around. Data visualization can help both you and your audience interpret and understand data. See, now an example I am giving you. If a data has been written, like nowadays as we know COVID is increasing everywhere, so information has been provided to you that such and such states have these many patients. Okay, so if the number in lakhs is being written with the state name, and at one side what I have done, I have made a pie chart. Okay, division I have made. So once if I give you the data which includes two columns, one the state and second the number of the patients affected with corona in lakhs. So and I ask you which is the largest state having large number of, means the highest number of corona patients. So in from the data which has been written and given to you, and from the pie chart, from among these both of these, from which you will find answer very quickly? Hope your answer is pie chart, right? Because when you see pie chart and when you see the divisions, colorful divisions, you can ultimately get to know the division which is having, which is occupying more space, that state have the largest number of corona patients, right? Whereas when you go for data which is being written, so what do? You have to check all the numbers one by one, whereas in pie chart you don't have to check all the numbers one by one. Just you see this is the this is the color which is taking more space, and this has been declared as the this state as the highest number of corona. So you can see the difference between how quickly and how well we are interpreting our data, है ना? So this is one of the best example that I have given you, which will definitely make data visualization win over normal data. Then data visualization often use elements of visual storytelling to communicate a message supported by data. That is like you can make your data visualization graphs and all more creative using various elements, like which is being telling visual storytelling and communicating a message about the data. And there are many other situations where you would want to present data visually, right? There are many situations where you cannot go with the numbers written over there. So in that cases you have to go with data visualization. Again, these can be used for making data engaging and easily digestible, means making complex data, interpreting it into a easy one. Then identifying trends and outliers within a set of data. Obviously, if a large data set has been given to you, you cannot find trend just by seeing the numbers, but when you go or plot those points on a graph, definitely you can find the trend as well as the outliers, right? What is outliers? Outliers are those numbers which goes out of groups. Means suppose you have been provided with the data which have the number within the range 50, 1 to 50, but there is one number which is near about 100, that is 99. So when we will be plotting these numbers, definitely we can see a single point which is about near about 100 and all the points are within 50. So we can easily point out this outlier. So this is outlier which can easily be pointed out through data visualization. Similarly, telling a story found within the data. Telling a story means every data have some kind of information, right? So there can be story like we can nowadays we can have various data of corona, and definitely we can have a great story for all those data, like for this time the corona patients were this much, then they increased rapidly and exponentially, then when we had some sort of medicine, then the number of corona patients decreased, then and so on. We can have a story in this form. Then reinforcing an argument or opinion, highlighting the important parts of a set of data, means if we need to highlight some sort of data, we can use data visualization as well. Now coming towards types of data visualization. Types of data visualization. Some of the most common types of data visualization chart graph formats include column chart, bar graph, stacked bar graph, stacked column chart, area chart, dual axis chart, line graph, Mako chart, pie chart, waterfall chart, bubble chart, scatter plot chart, bullet graph, funnel chart, heat map. While all of them serve to expedite and improve data interpretation, not all are appropriate for the same job. Choosing the right individual aid is the key to preventing user confusion and making sure your analysis is accurate. Now, they are saying that all the data visualization types cannot be used for single job, means for the single purpose. Means I have a purpose of finding outlier, so I cannot go with pie chart, right? I have to go with bar graph or the graph. There only I can find the outlier. So various data visualization types have different needs, and according to the need we have to choose them. Now coming towards 5 most common representations. The first one is column chart. You can see I have made this at the left hand column chart. You can see there is a reason we learn how to make column chart in elementary school. They are a simple time honored way to show a comparison among different sets of data. You can also use a column chart to track data sets over time. A column chart will include data labels along x-axis with measured metrics or values presented on the vertical y-axis, also known as left side of the chart. The y-axis will normally start at 0 and go as high as the largest measurement you are tracking. You got that? X and the y-axis are there, whereas the x-axis will have the measured matrix or the values which are being presented with the vertical y-axis. So This in elementary school you all have made such kind of chart. So this is column chart. Second is pie chart. You all are very familiar with this pie chart. So a pie chart represents one static number divided into categories that constitute its individual portions. When you use one, you will represent numerical amounts in percentages. When you sum up all of the separate portions, they should add up to 100%. These are especially helpful in digital marketing as you can use them to show a breakdown of market shares, marketing expenditures, customer demographics, customer device usage, online traffic sources, etc. So when the term comes that we have to divide various data, okay, various categories, then the first thing that should turn up in our mind is pie chart. Pie chart is definitely perfect data visualization style for static numbers which have to be divided into categories, right? So the third one is line graph. You can see this line graph. This is nothing. What you have to do, you have to plot all the points and join them in a horizontal way. So a line graph is designed to reveal trends. You can see the trend actually here. Okay, how you can see? You can see that line is going upward, then it's going downward. So all these are trends. So it is designed to reveal trends, progress or changes that occur over time. As such, it works best when your data set is continuous rather than full of starts and stops. If we have a continuous data, then definitely we can find a perfect trend. Like a column chart, data labels on a line graph are on the x-axis while measurements are on the y-axis. So make sure to use solid lines and avoid plotting more than 4 lines, as anything above this can be distracting. So what they are saying? Make sure to use solid lines and avoid plotting more than 4 lines at a time. See, if you will use more than 4 lines, so it will be like too much congested, and it will be very difficult to understand and interpret what actually it is revealing. So don't use lines more than 4 and always use solid lines. Solid lines will always help you to have a better lookout. Okay, so you should plan enough space that your lines are around 2 to 3 and the height of the y-axis. Then coming towards fourth one, this is scattergram. You can see these points are scattered. This type of visualization is also called a scattergram, and it represents different variables plotted along two axes. Note that both the x-axis and the y-axis are values axis as a scatter plot. It does not use a category axis. It does not have category axis. Only simply the points of x and y axis are being plotted. These types of data visualization work best when you are analyzing multiple data points and you are looking for any similarities within the data set. Okay, when does it work nicely, this scattergram? When you are analyzing multiple data points, means when you have to analyze each and every point of the data. So as you do so, you can notice any outliers and also gain a clear understanding of your overall data distribution. In this case, you can see 3 points are red color, 4 points of yellow color. All these are around nearby. If you find any other point which is far from this cluster, you can definitely find it out as this is an outlier. So this scattergram is being used when you have multiple data points and when you have to analyze all these data points. So this works best. Say for instance that you wanted to measure customer feedback score that your organization receives. You also wanted to see if your service desk response times have any impact on those scores. So feedback score range from 0 to 10. So those would be your x-axis measurement. On your y-axis measurements. On your x-axis you would label 0 until the longest response time allowed, such as 1 hour. Then you would plot the score you would received, noticing patterns and trends that can help inform your service efforts. See, this is an example which has been provided to you just to give the uh, this benefit of, or the amazing results which we can get from scattergram. This is an example which works best using scattergram, and it will help to improve the service being given by any hotel or something. Then last is bubble chart. Bubble chart, you can see it is like a scatter chart. A bubble chart can also show relationship or the distribution. In this variation, however, you will replace the data point with bubbles. You will also vary the size of the bubble to represent a third data set. As with a scatter chart, a bubble chart does not use a category axis. Rather, you will plot the data set as x values, y values, and now z values. Z values is what? Bubble size. So this is how the bubble chart works. So this was all the 5 most common data visualization types. So remember, all these have different work, and they are associated with different types of data visualization purpose. So stay tuned and keep learning. This was all about data visualization. See you in next video. Thank you.